Greetings, Facebook. Greetings, all. Welcome to our session today. Thank you for getting up and joining us today. We're going to have a conversation about how we can really strengthen our communities, starting with our families. So looking forward to that. Welcome, all of you.
And good morning, everybody. It's Sharon Turnage, and I'm just so happy to be a part of this discussion. It's going to be a really good discussion today.
Yes. Welcome all, welcome. You might want to, well, definitely have something, a beverage, water, ideally. And then pen and paper, you might want to take a few notes. You should, or you can also, most of what we're gonna talk about is going to be put into the chat, so you can save the chat. You can screenshot. We have a couple of quick slides that you can save, screenshot those if you want to. But you don't really need anything but yourself.
Yeah, if you have any questions, write it down so you can ask us.
Yeah, you can ask them. You can put them in the chat. Y'all know how we do. Greetings, Adam. How are you?
Good morning, C. I'm great. How you doing this morning?
Awesome.
Good
Great
morning.
to see you.
How you doing, Sharon?
I'm good. How are you this
Every day
morning?
is a good day. Every day that I wake up.
That's right. Blessings upon
Ashe.
blessings.
Welcome. Greetings, who's here? Bimbola, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining.
Peace and blessings.
Yes, peace and blessings to you as well.
Yes.
Are you guys ready to talk some business?
Not yet, after our song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so good to see everyone that's coming in. My family hopefully will wake up and join us. I don't know if they'll come on hopefully they'll come on Zoom, but they might pop into Facebook. I'm not sure.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Greetings, family. Today's going to be a short day. It's a 30-minute session, and we're going to try and keep it in that 30 minutes. So it's an introduction to what we really want to talk about. We're going to be coming back for a 90-minute session in January. The date hasn't been set yet, but it'll be most likely be a Sunday. So plan on continuing this conversation in January. Today, I just want to introduce the idea. But before we do that, what I would like to do is ask the eldest elder here, which I think is Abimbola. Is anyone, Abimbola, how old are you? How young are you?
77.
Okay, so if anyone is older than 77, please let us know right now. And if not, Abimbola, give a second for somebody to say. Okay, so Abimbola, maybe you have permission to begin.
Permission granted. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Okay. Can you, if you can put up the breathing slide? I just want to help us all get kind of centered and grounded. And I find box breathing helps me quite a bit. So that's what I want to do. So as you can see, you breathe in 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, breathe out 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds. And you do 4 cycles of that. So we'll start and y'all probably can't see me because the slide is up. So I won't breathe, I'll just talk. I'll tell you, because I can't breathe, I can't hold and talk at the same time. So I'll just say, breathe in, and I'll count the 4 seconds, breathe out, hold, so on. Ready? Okay. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in. Breathe, hold. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe normal. How did that feel? Did that help anybody? Put it in the chat or speak up, speak out verbally. Why is everybody so quiet?
You have us all relaxed now.
Okay, so
It feels good, Z. Thank you.
thank you. All right, so as I mentioned before we started, this is going to be a very short session, just introducing a concept of collaboration and community and building strong foundation within families and communities. And a huge part of us being strong, having a strong foundation, is our financial health. And my disclaimer is I am by no means an expert in this area. I am an avid and passionate student, but I don't know anywhere near enough to consider myself an expert. And I doubt that I ever will know enough to consider myself an expert in this area. But I feel like if we learn together, then we're getting stronger together at the same time. So we're going to explore it all together. Sharon is she's my sister. She's my East Boon. I'm honored to be a member of the board of on her board for one of her 501c3s, the Tyler Nicole Foundation, which she will tell you all about when she speaks in a moment. And we talk a lot when we're talking about how more of us need to have businesses and 501c and not-for-profits, because that's the best way we can all support each other in growing together. So that's what we're talking about today, and ideas and strategies for how we can build family foundations, family businesses, how we can come together as families and work together, and then the families can come into other organizations and into the community and help each other. So I'm gonna let Sharon tell you a little bit about who she is, and in particular, why she has both profit and not-for-profit businesses herself, and what she sees for them.
Well, thank you. I love this topic because actually my story is kind of twofold. So I started a nonprofit back in 2006 because of personal tragedy. I experienced 2 pregnancy losses, and once I was able to cope with the loss, I said to myself that, with the information and all the knowledge I gained from that experience, that why not use that to pay it forward and then help other people in the same situation as myself. So I started my first nonprofit. Then tragedy struck once again. I had a son that experienced blood cancer. He was diagnosed with ALL, leukemia, and he is in remission right now. But it was also an opportunity for me to once again use that information that I gained going through the process with him. And so I started a second nonprofit organization called the Lewis Danvers Leukemia Fund, where we fight for blood cancer awareness. So I want to show you the importance, or express to you the importance of business, opening a business, and being a business owner, especially when it comes to a nonprofit. I have not only 2 nonprofits, I also have a for-profit business. But when it comes to the nonprofit sector, just as individuals, it's important for us to ensure that our communities are self-sustaining. And when I say self-sustaining, I mean that we can sustain ourselves, whether it's in different areas, healthcare, education, financial, and that we, especially if you're a person of color, can just benefit from owning or starting a nonprofit organization. For one, because you're going to serve purpose, right? You're going to be able to serve a purpose in your community and help individuals that are in need of help them cope. Also, you can benefit from having a nonprofit because owning a nonprofit allows you certain tax benefits. For instance, my organization is a 501c3. So I'm structured as a corporation in New York State. And then with the IRS, I'm structured as a 501c3, where I'm tax exempt. And I'm not just tax exempt federally, but I'm also tax exempt New York State. So now I can serve my purpose in the community, but I can do that by taking in grants, putting in for RFPs, which is funding that they'll give you in your particular purpose area. And everything is tax exempt. People can donate to you and write it off. And one major thing about it is organizations, huge corporations, have to donate a portion of their finances every year to and to nonprofits. So especially like around this time of the year, they're looking to give that money away because they have to do a certain amount. So as a nonprofit, you can serve purpose and it doesn't have to come out of your pocket, and you can be tax exempt, so you can write off your expenses. So it's like a win-win situation for yourself and the benefit that you can be to your community. But also starting a for-profit company, many a times we think that we have to work for somebody, become an employee, get a W-2 because we want that. We want to be protected. We want to be able to know that we have our pension coming to us when we become of age. But you can actually have all of those same things doing a business. So for instance, I have a therapy practice because I'm also a licensed therapist. So as my therapy practice, I can either work as a consultant, which is I consult for my organization and I get paid according to my consulting contract that I make for myself, or I can be a W-2 employee for my own business. Besides that, I can take advantage of the business perks that come along with it, which as a W-2 holder, you make money, right? Because you get paid a weekly salary, and at the end of the year, you have to pay taxes. To where as a business owner, you can make that same amount of money, but you write off so many different things, your mileage, your car, if you use your house for business purposes, that as well. So it's the same, think of it as the same amount of money, but one works so much further for you, and it has much more benefit to you. And then if you have a for-profit business and then a nonprofit business, you can make money in your for-profit, right? You can even have a 401k in your business. You can do your health insurance for your business, especially even as a small business. Then at the same time, you can have a nonprofit sector that you start where you can also be of purpose and of service to your community, and you can write off expenses through that. So it's just sort of like a win-win situation. And so, and in my case, one of my nonprofits is for my son. So when we talk legacy, I have the nonprofit, which is in my son's, in his name, and it's for what he suffered from. And we work together in that organization. But now my son will be turning 18 and I can turn that nonprofit over to my son. So he actually has a business that he could run and literally bring in his income from. So we're talking about putting our name on something that we can pass down generation to generation to generation, serving purpose to the community. Because I feel like anything you do always has to be from a place of purpose. It doesn't have to be, but I believe that that's what it is. And being able to be of purpose and of service, that's the benefit. And we can be self-sufficient and solve all the issues in our communities, right? By doing just that. For-profit, nonprofit, and it's just the way to go.
Sharon, there's a comment in a question in the comment boxes, and I want to add on to that. And I can also see how this can be not just a part, that not there just be a part two, but multiple parts. Yeah. So the question from Athenia is, how do you manage the two types of businesses financially? I want to find out how you manage them structurally. And those two questions might take you off of your original topic. Okay. So keep in mind how you want to answer them.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to answer the first one first. So in doing a for-profit, you can either do a corporation, which is a corporate. You're organizing for corporate purposes. So you can actually, whenever that business expands, you can actually sell shares of your organization, and your organization can actually be financed that way. There's also what we call an LLC, and I know people hear that LLC is all over social media, LLC. But LLC is actually organization papers saying that you're organized to do business. So it's not a thing that you can like sell shares to have people finance. So this is important to know. It depends on the structure you pick, right? Which you feel is beneficial for you, then how you would structure that and how the paperwork goes. And then let's go full circle to even a nonprofit. A nonprofit is actually a corporation. It's just that it's organized for purposes, charitable, non-charitable, but basically is organized in a not-for-profit fashion. But just because it's a non-profit doesn't mean you can't profit, because you can actually make money in your nonprofit. And I think that's what kind of turns people away from doing nonprofits, because they think, how am I going to generate money from a nonprofit? But you can actually do that. But what you have to do is you have to file whatever monies is made for profit. At the end of the year, you would structure that and file that tax paper showing that amount. So it can be beneficial to do either one of those structures. And when it comes to financing the two, if you're doing a for-profit business, you can, if it's a corporation, you can sell shares, you can do crowdfunding. There's so many different structures, which we wouldn't even have enough time to go over today. So that would definitely come with part 2 and part 3. But you can raise money and have people, like for instance, in a corporation, if you want to raise $100,000 and you say, I'll give 10% of my company, my profits to you for $100,000 stake in my company, that's something you could do as well. And for nonprofits, of course, you can get federal funding through grants.gov. I repeat that, grants.gov. And grants.gov is not only for nonprofits. You can actually join grants.gov as an individual and put in for funding even on a personal level. You can get funding on the state level. In New York State, if you're in New York State, you can Google, I believe it's Passport, because they kind of changed the way you have to set up. But as a nonprofit organization, you will set yourself up with New York State. And then what they'll do is, once you're in the system, you can put in for any funding that's available. And that's also for New York City. You can put in funding for funding there. Also, to organizations and corporations, you can put in funding requests, sort of RFPs, requests for funding, and you can get funding that way. So don't think that because you're starting, whether it's a for-profit or a nonprofit or both, that you have to put up your own money, because there's literally a lot of opportunities out there. And when we do a part 2, we'll go into that for you guys to get the funding just to even start. And then organizations like SCORE, SCORE, organizations like the SBA that will help you along that journey. And you can always reach out to us as well if you have any questions. Me and Z are always willing to share. So I hope that, and I see that it says in the chat, am I familiar with B corporations? So I'm not fully familiar with it. I've heard of it, but not 100% familiar with it. But there's, even with nonprofits, is different. Nonprofits is 501c3, it's 501c4. It's, like I said, we'll have to do a part 2, because there's so many different ways you can structure your business. The main thing we want to get you guys to understand, and I think that's why me and Z thought it was important for you guys to know, that you can work a full-time job and still create and form a business, because having, even if you have a job and then you have the business comes with business perks, things that you can write off. So if you're traveling and you're staying in a hotel, that can be written off. If you're driving gas and you're doing something for your business, that can get written off. It's just, you get so many perks. It's so beneficial. And then the main benefit is that you're serving your community. Because as you guys know, we need people. We need to come from a culturally competent space, right? And we need businesses that understand the community, understand, who we are and what our needs are. And for us, by us. So we need to start getting in that mindset that we can be business owners and success, and we can have success at that. You want to add, Z?
Just a little bit. Yes, the whole thought process is, the more of us we have doing things that we need, the least less we have to go outside of our community for the things we need. We can get what we need and do what we need from within. All of us have something to offer, and if we let each other know what we're doing and communicate and work together,
Mm-hmm.
We can keep our money in our communities. I don't know the statistics. By the next session, I'll have a little more statistics, but our money goes outside of our community faster than any other community on the planet. I'm gonna venture to say,
And it leaves our
we
hands.
give our money away so fast, Yeah.
It leaves, I think, within a couple of hours. I think as soon as we've received it, our pays and checks, the money is going within like 4 hours. Teresa, I see your hand up. You can unmute. Feel free.
Hi, peace and blessing. How you doing?
Fine. How
Thank
are
you
you?
for bringing this. Okay, hold on. Yes, hi. Thank you for bringing this conversation. One of the things I want to ask you. I know I used to do this. I started by doing grant stuff. I find grants, but one of the things I wanted to ask you is that, is it possible that the non, maybe you said it, I could have been half asleep. Can the for-profit fund the nonprofit? Is that correct?
Yes, it can. So the for-profit can fund your nonprofit.
Right.
You can fund your nonprofit. And it doesn't have to be that you lose that money. You can actually do a contract with your nonprofit. So like write up a contract that you are putting
As a
in, let's
consultant,
say
yeah, I'll be the
$5,000.
consultant, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you can get that money back once you bring in funding, right? So that's why I was trying to show you that it doesn't have to be that this becomes an expense. It's really that you can start with nothing, and there's ways to have the resources that you need to start, and especially when it comes to a nonprofit, because once you're tax exempt, you'll be able to just receive funding, because remember, everything is tax exempt and they can write it off at the end of the year. And corporations have to donate to nonprofits a certain percentage of their profits. It's mandatory. So that's why you see, especially around this time of the year, a rush to donate, because they have to do that.
It's the end of year. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely want to have set up a meeting to speak with you and see, because I have some information that I could add to what you're doing. So I would love for us to work together.
Yes, and by no ways think that this is like an open community, open discussion, because we want to just get our people, just period, our people in the mindset of just, like I said, being self-sustaining, just in the areas, in the different areas that we need to have our needs met. I think we can do it ourselves. And if we structure it right, and if we do the businesses and then have the organizations that's willing to do everything else, it'll work out just fine. And I just really quick, because I know we're coming up on time. I saw how do you manage the extra paperwork and requirements for the nonprofit? Basically, it's not extremely hard. There's paperwork that if anybody wants, they could email either me or Z, and we can forward that information to you. It's just about a couple of forms that you have to do kind of yearly. It's not as hard as you think to be to be able to keep up with the paperwork. It doesn't have to be that you have to pay somebody to do it. And so I'd be willing to share that information. Is it beneficial to have one's full-time job, pay oneself, do one's business instead of one? Yes, there is benefit to that. And we'll go into that because that's a whole nother long question. So I don't want to say your name wrong, Nija. We're going to keep that question and we're going to expand on that when we do part 2. And I have established 2 LLC business. And I say one should have been. Exactly. That's why the whole point that we're trying to make, have one as a business, one as a nonprofit, and have the both. So you can profit in one, be of service in the other, and you actually can run your expenses through the other. And if it's a corporation, I believe it can be turned into a 501c3. Yes. Yes, you can. You can. Or if I have a business already, I would suggest to just start a separate nonprofit to really have both. And then you could have a parent company to control both. But that'll come part 2.
So we need a few minutes to wrap everything up. So 5-10 minutes tops, because we're at 7:32 now. So if y'all can hang with us for a few more minutes so we can wrap everything up, I would appreciate that. Let me make sure I've covered everything. So we got good questions, so that covers that. Tongue-tied. If you could bring up the resources slide. All right, so we have it's good to have different accounts for different things, and there is a lot of new kinds of accounts out here available that have different benefits to them. So these are a few that I would like for you all to explore between now and the time we come back in January. And if you have accounts that you are working with, that you see some benefit in, that you think other people should know about, help us out. When we come back next time, bring some information about those. The first thing is a digital flip book that talks about Acorns. I have an Acorns account, and I think everybody in the world can't have it, but everyone in the US should. There's benefits to it that I think everyone should be aware of. So I put together a little flip book that talks about that, and you can use that QR code, or the link to get into it will be in the chat. And then a lot of people have Chime Bank and know some of or all of the benefits, but look into that. Chime. Ally is another online bank. Chime, one of the biggest benefits with Chime is their credit builder credit card. It's a one where I forget what they call it. It's escaping me right this second, but where you put secured. It's a secured credit card, but it works very interestingly in how it helps you build your credit. Ally Bank is also an online bank. I think everyone should probably have, as long as they're still around, at least one physical bank that you are able to physically walk into. But a lot of what you need to do can be done online these days. Ally Bank is a great bank, and then you can have custodian accounts for your children. They have this feature that I really like, where you can I think they call them buckets. You can pull money from the main checking account and put it into these little buckets. So if you're saving for something specific, or you have something that you do on a regular basis, and you want to pull that money out and put it somewhere so that you're sure it's going to be there when you're ready to use it and it doesn't get spent accidentally. So that's one good. Wise is not a bank. It's a I think it's like a transfer account to do international transfers. And it's not everywhere in the world yet. It's growing. If I'm understanding correctly, the objective is to ultimately be all over the world, but it's in quite a few countries, and it's a cheaper option for where it is available than like Western Union and those kind of bigger things, and you have a little more control as well. And Greenlight is for it's a debit card for children. So if you have to have them working or doing chores or giving them an allowance, it can go onto their Greenlight card, and they can use it like anybody uses a debit card. So that's those are just some to look at. There's a whole lot out there. So my assignment for you is to look into these and look into others, and when we come back, bring some ideas of other things for us to check out when we talk next time around. And it sounds like as Kenyopa mentioned, it's going to probably be something we maybe do once a month or something like that, because there's a lot to unpack on this subject. So I hope that you all have gotten something out of this, and that you would look into working, and the idea, I almost forgot what was the main thing. My thought process is that we get together as families, have a family meeting, and decide on what we are as a group interested in supporting, or what we want to do, and then we can create one family business so anybody who doesn't want to have like their own business by themselves and have all that work by themselves, they can have a family business. They can also have individuals in the business family can have their own individual businesses and put them under the umbrella of the family business. We can create family trusts and family foundations. The big family foundations say you have to have like $500,000 to even start them, but there are ways to create a smaller entity that is a family foundation, and then we can as family, we can all put into the family foundation. We can create investments through the family foundation, and then the family foundation can then support other organizations and groups outside as well. So there's a lot, again, to unpack about this, and I'm looking forward to having a deeper conversation, a 90-minute session, and all future sessions will be 90 minutes because there's a lot to unpack, as I said. So if there's anyone else that has anything to ask or add, or before we wrap up, I would be happy to address it.
Okay.
I just want to ask a question. Oh, I'm sorry, Sean.
Oh no, go ahead, Teresa. I was just going to share some things that is in the comment and in the chat. So go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask a question. When you was talking about when you do I have two companies, I have the nonprofit and for the profit, they have to be two separate names, or they could be the same name. Like I could say the name, like I have a company that's a profit, and then if I want to do it on a nonprofit, can I have the same name? I have to just change the name a little bit.
Well, you can pretty much have the same name if the name is available. But another thing is, okay, so if you're doing a corporation, and let's say it's called Love's House, you can have Love's House Incorporated, because you have to, if it's a corporation, you have to have that on there. You could also, technically do Love's House Incorporated, which is the nonprofit, but it has to go through approval. Normally with New York State, they're really funny. They like for everything to have a unique name. So if they're willing to approve it, you can have it, but then you would also have to make sure nobody is using that name.
Yeah, I bought I bought my name, so I just wanted to know. I bought, like different names on my domain, on domains. So I bought the names. So that part I already do. I took care of that part, but I just never had thought about the nonprofit part. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. Something I'm going to add is that I heard before is that you can have your domain names and then go to register your business and to find that someone has a name. So you might not be able to match your domain name.
Perfect. Excellent. So having a domain name really means absolutely nothing. So this is how it normally works. Whoever incorporates first in that particular state has access to the name. So if I do Love's House, I want to incorporate first, because that's going to guarantee me that in that state, I can use that name. And why I say state is because you can use Love House in New York, but if it's being used in New Jersey, you can't use it in New Jersey. And I mean, just for purposes of incorporating. The reason why I say the incorporation is first is because you don't want to start using the name domain name wise, social media wise, but when you go to incorporate it, it's being used. So the main thing I would do first, even in picking a name, is incorporate it. Make sure you can incorporate it first. You get that paperwork back that the incorporation took, and then you can start from there, domain names and everything else. And the way I kind of do it when I'm helping people start businesses is I kind of start Googling. First, start with a hashtag the name. If you see that there's a ton of movement on that hashtag, as far as social media posts and everything, more than likely in one state, somebody's using it. And if you want sort of like an exclusivity with being able to have that name and you kind of want it to go nationwide, it's kind of really good to maybe kind of see, are people hashtagging it and using the name? And then from there, checking with that state you want to incorporate in, are they using it? And then if not, use it and then get your domain names or your social media pages, even if you're not ready to use them yet, to be able to hold that name across like Google or social media platforms, LinkedIn, just everywhere that you're going to use the name. So it starts with the incorporation or whatever your business filing, it starts there first.
Okay. Baba Onaji asked about sending things for you to read. Earlier, you had mentioned that to send an email. I'm going to put the closing slides up so you can catch the email, and then you will receive something. So Laura Clark says, thanks, Zee and Sharon, for bringing this information to the Wu family. And Phyllis Baker asked, how do you incorporate your domain name? And I think you answered the question, right? And did I miss anything? Oh, Tiffany said that her daughter and niece are using Chime. And that's it for the comments. So should I put up the slide, your special offer? You can start speaking on it.
Sure. Thank you. So Sharon has been doing this for quite a while, and she is currently in the process of helping me to establish my 501c3. And as I mentioned before, I'm on the board of one of her 501c3. So we can work together to help two people establish a 501c3. So the first two people who email me and put Wu in the subject would be, we will work with you to get your 501c3 up and running. Of course, this is my contact information. And screenshot it. The information will also be in the chat, so you can get it that way. Sharon.
And this is my information, and I just want to put it out there. If anybody has any questions, please take a picture of my contact info. Feel free to reach out. I'm very willing to share information. This is a community thing that we're going to work together. So don't hesitate to email me and I will respond.
And so this family here has been around for almost 3 years. In March, we will have to celebrate our 3rd birthday. And today is 744th session of WOO. So we have 744 valuable videos available to for pretty much any subject under the sun that you have a need for. You can find something to help you with it in here in WOO, and it's all free. So we ask that you entertain the idea of providing a monthly donation that we can kind of count on to help us fund the things that we're doing here in WOO. And here are there are 4 links currently set up. And if I'm understanding correctly, you can, if one of these doesn't work for you, if you need to, maybe you can only afford $10, you can email and ask for a link to be set up for what you need. If you could do more than $100, that's even better. Again, you can email and ask for a link to be set up for whatever amount it is you want to be able to give. Yeah, I think that's it. And tomorrow, our beloved Dr. Danette is coming in to talk about fibroids and how to release the emotional energy around fibroids. And that sounds pretty powerful. So hopefully y'all will show up for that as well.
Thank you, Z.
My pleasure.
So folks, yeah, sure. I'm not sure if there's anyone in the space that's new today, but I could be wrong because there's Facebook world that I don't see. So we are, regardless, thank you for joining us, new members. Do let yourself be known. So if you're in Zoom or if you're in Facebook, say, this is my first day, or this is my first week, this is first time I'm in Facebook. I just switched over from Zoom to Facebook or Facebook to Zoom, whatever. Just let us know you're out there. However you present yourself or be a part of WOO is welcome and appreciated. And we want to gather around you and give you love and hugs. So not only that, we want to see you again. So come back. We're here 5 days a week on Zoom, always, and streaming live on Facebook. So you can come on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday and experience our long days. That's from 7 in the morning to 8:30 in the morning. And Monday and Wednesday are our short days from 7 to 7:30. Now, we don't have a clear end time. We have a suggested end time because we could do that because we're WOO. The information is very fruitful, and we want to have the facilitators share what it is that they want to share and have the participants receive what it is they need to receive. If you need some support in waking up in the morning, we're glad to do that. We have a text messaging system, and all you need to do right now, if you didn't do it before, is to open up a blank text, type in 74121 in the telephone number section, and then WOO Nation in the comment section, press send, and you'll be on the automated alert system. So go ahead and do that. You will receive a message about 6:30 in the morning on the days that we're Zooming, and you will be able to get up and get ready. And we have swag. And I love this slide. It's just absolutely beautiful. You can see what it is that you are, we have. So this is the holiday season. It's like, I just love it. All right, so we have candles that have phrases on it that have been generated through WOO. We have a hat or a cap. We have sweatshirts and t-shirts. We have mugs and what is this? A cup that you can hold liquids in. We also have thermos from the, if you go to the site, you'll see more things that we have. So there you, like I said, you see a thermos. We have leggings and the bag, you know, and the journal, all great things. This is the holiday season. So get in bit.ly/Woo Swag, get yours today and share with somebody or give to somebody. This is the giving season. In multiple ways, right? As Sharon had spoken about, as well as what the holiday is that we are experiencing now. And we want to thank you and want you to stay in touch. You want to register every week via email, or should say via this link, so that you can receive emails weekly letting you know who's coming up for the week. So every week you need to do this. Go to bit.ly/Woo Wake Up Movement. And it's every week because every week is a new lineup. And we have 2 Facebook pages. One is private, one is public. The private page is where we are streaming live right now. So you want to be a part of that page. You'd have to join bit.ly/Woo Community. Fill out a little form and somebody will admit you in. And the public page, you can go there, bit.ly/Woo Nation uppercase, click like, it is a fan page. And we're on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. We're on YouTube at bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And we have our email that you can email asking us the question or sharing some insight or information or requesting that you would like to support behind the scenes. So we are complete at this point. I'm going to take the slide down and we're going to give Sharon and Z a love shower for this great presentation and knowing that we have more. Oh.
Great information. Thank you.
Very good
Yeah.
information.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Thanks, Z. Thanks for sharing
Thank
the
you,
great
Sharon,
information
thank
on
you,
ownership.
love
I've
y'all.
been following a little
Excellent.
list.
Let's
Thank
get you become creative.
Support
Thank
everybody.
y'all.
God
right
bless
now
that.
because I can see
Thank
the needs that I have, but I know y'all answered
y'all
already.
for doing
Thank
such a
you.
great
Great
admin.
job.
Thank you, Cindy and
Thank
Michael. Thanks to everyone
for
that's
part
on the
2.
floor.
God
Thank
bless
you,
you and
Miss
have a good
Willis.
day.
Thank you.
Ownership is
You too.
everything, everybody.
Thank
Problem.
you.
Thank you so much. So glad to
Thank
be a
you,
part
Z
of
and
your
Sharon.
session. It was
Go
Wonderful
amazing.
Z.
information. I'm going to
Go Z.
listen to it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Go
Thank
Z.
you.
Go
Excellent.
girl.
Z, the
Go
Yes,
girl.
MVP.
sis.
Yes.
My pleasure.
And thank you so
Yes,
much for being Sharon. Y'all
amazing,
did
Sharon.
that
Thank y'all.
team was a good
Sharon.
team.
Peace
That
and
was a good
blessing, y'all.
team.
Have a great day. Love
Thank
Yeah.
y'all.
you.